Imagine a desktop PC powerful enough for high-end gaming and complex AI tasks, all packed into a chassis smaller than a game console.
Wow.
That's exactly what Framework is offering with its first ever desktop PC. We're diving into the key features and specs of this intriguing machine, pulling insights from TechCrunch, Ars Technica, and The Verge. Get ready for a unique blend of power, portability, and customization with a twist that might surprise you.
Yeah, it's an interesting move for Framework,
Yeah,
known for their modular laptops, jumping into the desktop world, which is already inherently modular, definitely raises some eyebrows.
absolutely. And the first thing that grabs your attention is the size. It's surprisingly compact, clocking in at just 4.5 liters.
Yeah.
To put that into perspective, that's smaller than a PlayStation 5,
Wow.
an Xbox Series X, and comparable to an Xbox Series S. Tiny but mighty.
Right, definitely. That small size makes it perfect for folks with limited desk space, or those who want a powerful PC that's also easy to transport.
Now let's talk about the brains of this operation. The AMD Ryzen AI Max processor. This isn't your typical CPU, it's an APU, short for Accelerated Processing Unit. It combines a powerful CPU with integrated Radeon graphics, specifically designed to excel at both gaming and something called local AI inference.
And that's where it gets really interesting. Local AI inference means you can run complex AI tasks directly on your PC without relying on the cloud. Think of things like image recognition, natural language processing, even running large language models, like, say, Llama 3.37b, all locally on your machine.
Okay, so we're talking serious AI muscle here. But can it game?
The Verge put it through its paces. With Cyberpunk 2077, a notoriously demanding game, and get this, it achieved over 60 frames per second at 1440p resolution with ultra settings, even without ray tracing.
Wow, that's impressive for a PC this small. It sounds like it can hold its own against much larger gaming rigs.
Absolutely. And that combination of gaming power and AI capabilities is a major selling point for the Framework desktop.
Now, Framework is all about modularity.
Yeah.
Right. They've brought that philosophy to the desktop, but with a bit of a twist. Let's start with the customizable elements.
The front panel is a standout feature. It's designed with 21 interchangeable tiles, allowing you to personalize the look of your PC. You can choose different colors, patterns, or even 3D print your own tiles for ultimate customization.
It's like those magnetic refrigerator poetry kits, but for your PC. And of course, we can't forget Framework's signature expansion cards.
Right. Those are located on the bottom of the device and offer ton of flexibility when it comes to connectivity. You can add or remove ports as needed, including USB-C, USB-A SD card readers, and more. It's a brilliant way to tailor the PC to your specific workflow.
So far, so good. But there's one design choice that might raise some eyebrows. Remember how we talked about Framework's love for modularity? Well, there's one area where they've deviated from that path.
And it's a big one, the RAM. While the Framework desktop offers a generous 32 GB to 128 GB of RAM, it's soldered onto the motherboard. This means you won't be able to upgrade the RAM later on.
That's a surprising move for a company that champions modularity. What's the rationale behind this decision?
Framework says it's all about maximizing memory bandwidth for the Ryzen AI Max processor. Soldering the RAM directly to the motherboard allows for faster data transfer speeds, which is crucial for both gaming and those demanding AI applications.
So, it's a performance-driven decision, but doesn't that limit upgradability, which is a major selling point for many PC builders?
It definitely does, and it could be a deal breaker for some potential buyers. Framework's argument is that the high initial RAM capacity should be sufficient for most users for several years, but it's a departure from their usual approach, and it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts.
It's a trade-off for sure. Now let's talk pricing. The newest model with the Ryzen AI Max 385 and 32 GB of RAM starts at $1,099. The top-tier model with the Ryzen AI Max plus 395 and 128 GB of RAM will set you back $1,999. And for the DIY crowd, there's a mainboard-only option for $799.
Those prices are pretty competitive, especially considering the performance and unique features you're getting. The top-tier model in particular is intriguing because it offers performance comparable to Apple's Mac Studio, but potentially at a lower price point.
Speaking of Apple, the Framework desktop is being positioned as a potential Mac Studio alternative. Do you think it has what it takes to sway Mac users?
It could be a compelling option for some.
Yeah.
Especially for creative professionals and power users who are drawn to that compact design and the flexibility of the Windows ecosystem.
All right, so pre-orders are open now, but shipping isn't expected until early Q3 2025. That's a bit of wait. Who do you think this PC is ideal for? Who should be marking their calendars?
Well, gamers are an obvious target audience. That combination of small size and performance that rivals larger gaming PCs makes it perfect for those with limited space, or who want a machine they can easily take to a friend's house for a gaming session.
Portability is a big factor these days.
Absolutely. And then you have AI enthusiasts. This machine is a beast when it comes to running demanding AI models locally. That's a huge draw for developers, researchers, and anyone who wants to explore the world of AI without being tethered to the cloud.
So, gamers, AI enthusiasts, and potentially even Mac users who are looking for a powerful alternative. It's an interesting mix.
It is, and it speaks to the versatility of this machine. It's not just a gaming PC or an AI workstation. It's designed to handle a wide range of tasks, making it a true all-rounder.
But it's not without its compromises.
Right.
We talked about the soldered RAM.
Yeah.
And there's always the possibility of unfolding issues with any first-generation product.
Those are valid concerns, and it'll be interesting to see how Framework addresses them.
Okay, so zooming out a bit, what does the Framework desktop tell us about the future of PCs? Is this a glimpse of what's to come?
I think it points to a few key trends. First, the lines between laptops and desktops are becoming increasingly blurred. We're seeing a move towards more powerful and portable PCs that can do it all. The Framework desktop is a prime example of that convergence.
It's like the best of both worlds. You get the power of a desktop in a form factor that's closer to a laptop.
Exactly. And that leads to the second trend, the growing importance of local processing power, especially for AI tasks. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, having a machine that can handle those workloads locally without relying on the cloud is going to be a major advantage.
It gives you more control, more privacy,
Yeah.
and potentially even faster performance.
Right. And finally, the Framework desktop highlights the ongoing debate about modularity versus integration. In the pursuit of performance and sleek design, are we willing to sacrifice some degree of upgradability? That's a question that the industry and consumers will need to grapple with moving forward.
It's a tough one. There are valid arguments on both sides.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see how this debate plays out in the years to come. Will modularity make a comeback? Or will integrated systems become the norm? The Framework desktop is a fascinating case study in this evolution.
It's definitely a bold experiment. And it sparked a lot of conversation in the tech community. Now, before we wrap up, I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier, the potential impact of the Framework desktop on the wider tech landscape.
Right. If this PC is successful, it could encourage other manufacturers to explore similar designs. Imagine a world where powerful and portable PCs are the norm, where you can take your entire creative workflow or gaming setup with you wherever you go.
It's an exciting thought, but there are also challenges.
Right, of course. The soldered RAM issue is a major one, and the relatively high price tag could be a barrier for some consumers.
But despite those challenges, the Framework desktop represents a shift in thinking. It shows that there's a demand for PCs that are both powerful and portable, and that could have ripple effects throughout the industry. It's definitely a product that has people talking.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to that fundamental question. Is this a glimpse into the future of PCs, where modularity and raw power converge? Or is the soldered RAM a step too far? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a fascinating dilemma. On one hand, you have this incredible, powerful, and compact machine that can handle demanding tasks like gaming and AI inference. But on the other hand, you lose some of the upgradability that PC enthusiasts have come to expect.
So it's a trade-off. Performance and portability on one side, upgradability on the other. It seems like Framework is betting that users are willing to prioritize the former.
They are. And it's a bet that could pay off, especially if the Framework desktop attracts a new audience of users who value those features above all else. Think about it. For people who aren't interested in constantly tinkering with their hardware, the Framework desktop offers a compelling alternative.
It's a machine that's ready to go right out of the box, with high-end components that should last for several years.
Exactly. And with its unique blend of customization options, it can be tailored to fit a variety of needs, from creative professionals to gamers to AI enthusiasts.
But for the die-hard PC builders who love to upgrade and swap out components, the soldered RAM might be a deal breaker.
It's a decision that has definitely sparked debate within the PC community. Some see it as a necessary compromise to achieve the level of performance and compactness that the Framework desktop offers. Others view it as a betrayal of the core principles of PC building, which have always emphasized upgradability and flexibility.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the long run. Will this become a trend we see other manufacturers adopt?
Yeah.
Or will it remain a niche approach?
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
But regardless of where you stand on the soldered RAM debate, There's no denying that the framework desktop is a significant development in the evolution of PCs. It's a bold experiment, a statement that pushes the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
It's a machine that challenges conventional wisdom
Uh,
and forces us to rethink our assumptions about what a PC can be.
and ultimately, that's a good thing for the industry. Innovation often comes from pushing boundaries and challenging the status quo. The framework desktop is a reminder that the PC landscape is constantly evolving, and the future is full of exciting possibilities.
Well said. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this episode of Byte-Sized Tech Talks. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel.